Você está ouvindo Roda de Ginástica, seu podcast mais completo e sincerão sobre ginástica artística.
Hello guys, welcome to another Roda Talks. My name is Renan. I'm here with Antonio today. It's his debut here in Roda Talks, right? Antonio, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Actually, this is not on script, but I have to tell you guys that Henan invited me before, but I couldn't ever be here because I was very busy. But when he told me Sunny was gonna be here, I told him, okay, so I'll go this time, I promise, and I'm here. So yeah, I had to tell you guys this because it's true.
I feel
Yes. We have a very special guest here today in this Roda Talks. She is European champion. She is Olympic champion. She is world medalist. Sanne Wevers. Welcome to Roda Talks.
Thank you. It's really nice to hear you say my name and trying to sound like Dutch. Make it like
How good did I do? Like,
yeah, you did. Really nice.
did it work? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Sanne, our first question to you is basically for you. Gymnastics has been a family business, right? You have a twin sister. You guys have trained together for your whole time and trained by your father as well. So, how did you start in gymnastics?
Well, actually, I started like every other kid in gymnastics, I think, because my mom and dad were coaching. But Lika and I, my sister and I, were like these two girls in the gym with the other group. So actually, it didn't start that different from anybody else. Like of course we were introduced by my parents with the sport, and it came in our lives because of them, of course. But I don't think any other kid would start differently.
What age did you start? Like,
5, 6 years old, yeah.
Okay, so let's go to a few years after that. You debuted in the senior category in 2007, and you competed at the European Championships at home in Amsterdam. So, how was it like for you, like competing at home on your first year senior? How was that experience?
Yeah, I cannot remember that Europeans that good, but I do remember my first Europe. How do you say that? Youth or Europeans? No, it was a Europeans then, and that was also in Amsterdam. So I was still 12 years old, I think, and and that was like a big shock for me because it was right on the big stage, and it was a really nice experience. So that also like started for me the whole Olympic dream, and wanting to be better every day and be able to go to this big competitions. So yeah, that was really nice experience. And then in 2007 was again in Amsterdam, and of course for us in home country, it's amazing to be part of it.
Yeah, I feel like for kids, those big events are great because you see all those different styles of gymnastics. You see everyone like someone you aspire to be, someone you like, and I feel like that gives you confidence and makes you want to go for it and try to make the world team, the Olympics team. So I think those events are very good. Even if you are like 12, you just start to like grow the passion and the like you just want to go for it, right?
Definitely, and it sparks the dream, like
Yeah.
it's the beginning of everything. Yeah.
that's nice. In 2010, you also competed at home, but a world championships this time. And you also homologated an eponymous skill on beam in those championships in Rotterdam, right?
Mm.
A double
Yeah.
spin on the beam with the double L spin, actually, right? How was it for you, like to compete at home and have a skill named after you in that competition?
Well, actually, I did that skill already for 2 years, but didn't do it at the World Championships as it should be. So you only get
Yeah.
it named after you if you perform it like really well, and the judge count the score, like that. And yeah, for me it was like I already know that skill, in my routine, and it was like normal for me to do. But then the media sort of made it a whole big thing out of it, and yeah, that made me like really nervous actually, because I was like, for me normally it's not, or back then it was not really a big deal because I was used to having that skill in my routine. But then yeah, it made me a little bit nervous. But then again, in the competition, I just let it go, and and it went really well. So that was really nice. But for us, it
That's
was also
good.
like we missed that final, the team final, at like one point or something. But back then was really good for our team to end up ninth. So that was yeah, it was a nice competition for us.
And in
Uh,
2016, it's gonna be in Rotterdam again, right? The World Championships.
Yeah, 26, I think. Yeah.
Yes, 2026, not 2016. I just
Yeah.
confused. But but yes, it's gonna be again in Rotterdam in 2 years. Do you have plans to compete or?
Well, first I'm really focusing on Paris, of course, but after that I'm not really sure because yeah, I'm getting older. That's what to say. And you never know, like after a few years you always plan for the next year. And yeah, I will see if I of course, if I'm not there as an athlete, I will be there, of course. But yeah.
and also, you told us about how close you girls were from finals in 2010, but Worlds 2015 was a huge Worlds for the Netherlands, right? The first team final, the first time you girls qualified a team to the Olympics, and also your first world medal on beam, right? So that was a huge year. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, actually, it was quite a shock for us because we sort of had a plan to go within the top 16 and then go to the test event and then try to qualify for the Olympics as a team. So we made a plan that was our route to get to the Olympics as a team. But then yeah, we had a really good competition at the qualifications in Glasgow, and Lika also did really well. She ended up fifth, I think, in qualification in the all round. So yeah, she also did like this huge number of high scores for our team. And
Yeah.
yeah, all together we ended up eighth for the first time. So for the first time, directly qualified for the Olympics, and also yeah, team final. And then again, in the team final was like we didn't know, so it was our first team final, and it was really messy for us. But yeah, the goal was already. Like we made it to the Olympics, and we sort of were very happy with that. And the team final was this extra thing was a little bit too much back then.
No, it wasn't on plans, but I mean, it was more than what you guys wanted, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Brazil, we placed ninth, right? Right below you guys. It was such a short difference. We're like, oh no, we didn't qualify, but the Netherlands qualified, and it was bittersweet, But yes, in the end, everybody was in the Olympics. Everybody was happy, and
Yeah, yeah. It
that's
was
it.
so nice for us to have made it for the first time. It wasn't the first time in like 40 years or something the team qualified, so it was a big deal for us.
Nice. Yes,
Yes.
making history.
Talking about a little bit of the Dutch elegance, you guys got this name, this team. But actually, I discussed this with Tisha Volleman in another interview that we had. For me, Dutch elegance doesn't resume to that team exactly. It's just the style of the Dutch gymnastics. It's just so elegant, so artistic, and very unique. As your beam is very unique from other compositions. So you guys got very famous for focusing on artistry. How did you guys realize that gap and started working more on spinnings, on combos, and get the difficulty score out of that?
Well, actually, it is also within the code of points, of course, because yeah, they started rewarding artistry again, and actually, we don't have that much power uh, type of gymnast in, like the very physical type of gymnast in our team, and so we needed another plan, and we made that with the code of points and with the thing in mind that it also needs to be beautiful, like we really wanted to show how beautiful gymnastics can be, and also like a different style of performing, because back then it was like, also when you see the transformation in the competitions, like the Glasgow World Championships was the first time with the whole light experience and stuff like that. So you saw already like the gymnastic sports was evolving, and it was more like becoming a more of a performance type of sport again. And yeah, I think we sort of saw that coming a little bit.
That's good. It was very clever. You guys just initiated a movement of artistry, I think, in Europe because the Belgium started to develop some gymnastics that is very similar to the Dutch gymnastics after that.
Yeah,
And you guys
yeah,
started a trend in Europe, so it's super cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you started a trend in the whole world actually, because before like 2015, I don't feel like I've seen people really caring about turns and leaps, like uh, like because they all everyone did four passes, and you would be lucky to see like two turns in a routine. So that really changed a lot since Netherlands really started to um make it big in gymnastics again, like 2015. From 2015 you guys just exploded, like not only on gymnastics but like on Twitter and Facebook. Like the routines, the elements were, everyone was seeing it. So I feel like you really started a trend not only in Europe but the whole world. So that was really nice.
Yeah, I
Yes, exactly.
it's a different style, and of course I also like the other styles, like there needs to be a balance in everything, like I also
Yeah.
love how America is doing, and they bring a lot of power, and so it's so different than what we are trying to do, and for that reason I also sometimes miss the Russian girls, like the perfection and the sort of ballet type of gymnastics, and yeah, it's good to have everything a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think the Russian really balanced, right? The power the Americans had, the beauty you guys have in Netherlands. So yeah, I think balance is the point, but I feel like there's space for everyone right nowadays.
Yeah, that's good.
Talking about 2016, you competed at the Olympics in Rio. Netherlands had a full team there. You qualified to the beam finals in fourth place, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
So in the finals, you became the queen of balance beam. So tell us a bit about it. How was your mind before finals? How was your mind during the finals? And when did you realize you were like the queen of the world there?
Oh, well, actually, before I think qualification was like so nerve wracking. Like, yeah, that was the hardest part, I think, because yeah, you need to be in the top eight, and everything is really close, so that was like the first big step into this whole Olympic experience, I think. And yeah, after that, um, I sort of was really happy we made it as a team into the final, because it also I talked to the head coach back then, and I sort of got the green light to test some things before the beam final. So in this team final, so I could do my mount, for example. I didn't do that in qualification, and I did do it in the team final, and then again in the beam final. So I was really happy with that. And yeah, for us it was like this whole experience of everything we worked for, like everything paid off and everything was really so light, like it was so much fun
Mhm.
to be there and to compete in this beautiful Rio. And it was not like everything was so stressed out or something like that. We were really ready to give our best there. Yeah. For the final, uh, I was actually pretty ready for it because I was also very prepared for everything that happened there. And I think it didn't really um, came as a surprise for me, but that feels weird to say because obviously a lot happened in that final. And but I was also like really prepared to get a medal and whatever happened that day, because I was so ready for this big final to perform there.
Oh, and you did so well there. Like everything worked out. And you were talking about like getting prepared for the finals. It must be really hard to decide which routine you're going for in qualifications and team
Yeah.
finals, event finals, because maybe if you don't um, put it all there, you're not qualifying to finals. But maybe if you do it all, you may end up falling and not qualifying. So I feel like the construction of the routine is a very hard thing to do, right?
Yeah, it's such a hard choice to make because, for example, in Rio, I didn't do my mount in qualification because it was like a really risky mount still, still at that yeah, at the high performing, readiness. And but still it was like this small piece of risk I took out of the qualification. And I thought it would be enough if I started with just a leap on the beam and then do my full routine. And yeah, of course, if I look back, I'm right, but I don't know. It made me like realize that sometimes you need to survive the qualification. And if you have the luxury of putting yourself a little out of a little risk out of your routine, then yeah, it's better maybe sometimes.
Nice, nice.
And a very famous scene of you here in Rio in those Olympics. It's kind of iconic, actually. Is when you finish your being routine finals, you just go to your notebook and start writing all the skills down. It just became very famous in Brazil. Even today, like in some merch for the Olympics, they still use that scene of you like writing down your skills. Um, so it shows that you're a gymnast that does know about the code of points. You know what you're doing and the routine. And did you always do that, or was it a habit that you got with time?
I developed it over time, and it actually became a sort of thing because I have so many connections in my routine. And sometimes, um, like it's a small. It's not that I don't trust the judges, like it's not that, but it's like sometimes they miss stuff. And it sort of became a habit because I was like really frustrated when I sort of did the, the best I could, and I could have, got a tenth extra bonus or something like that, and I didn't get it. Like it sort of came came with that. And it's just to check and just to see what I thought it should be. And then um, of course we wait for the judges to decide. And then it's like sometimes nowadays it's not like really a thing anymore. But yeah, back then it was sometimes, yeah, they missed some connections or some bonus points, and it's I work hard for them, so you know.
Yeah, it's good to know exactly what you've done. So if it's different, you can put an inquiry. A
Yeah,
lot of gymnasts have more medals with inquiries.
yeah, especially on
It's
an Olympic
why
finals.
not? It's an Olympics, so why not?
That's why, yeah.
Did you manage to go somewhere here in Rio? Did you get to know places, or it was only the Olympic Village arena, or did you go somewhere with the girls or alone?
Only after the competition, I went to the basketball game. That was really nice, and
Oh,
yeah, and I also went to the Sugarloaf Mountain. I think,
oh yes, yeah, the
yeah,
Sugarloaf Mountain,
Oh yes,
the with the
yeah, yeah,
cable
yeah.
car, with the
yeah,
cable car.
yeah.
It's
It's
beautiful.
really nice.
For
Yeah,
for me personally, that's a better view than the Christ Redeemer, but
yeah,
may Brazilians not hear this, okay? It's a very beautiful there, indeed.
Yes, I like both. It's really beautiful.
Also in Tokyo, you had a very different experience, right? From the dynamics point of view, it happened in the middle of a pandemic, so you didn't have time to, you didn't have the chance actually to go out and see like a lot of things. And also, the Netherlands in 2016 was kind of a dark horse as a team, but in 2020, you guys were already established team. Like since 2016, you made all team finals. You were very, very like consistent on that. How different were these two Olympics for you?
very different. Yeah, I think for everyone, but for us it was also really different, and also the preparation was hard because we had to deal with a lot of negativity around the sports and around our team and our coaches, and that was also really hard to deal with too. And then also in Tokyo were like only rules, and if you're not like really a person who can, like I'm a bit of a free spirit, I think, open-minded and stuff like that, and then you come into Tokyo and there's only rules and only formats and only like this, like, and it was so different from the freedom I felt in Rio to the every inch was like like controlled by Tokyo, and yeah, it was really different, very
I can
different.
imagine like we had interviews with some people that were in Tokyo, gymnasts, and also a very famous photographer, Brazilian photographer, Ricardo Bufolin. I don't know if you know him, but he
Yeah,
probably shot you sometimes. And
yeah, I
he
know.
said that in the
Yeah, I know him personally. I don't know, maybe.
gave us some interview and he talked about the Tokyo Olympics and he said in the beginning it was sad and weird for everyone because
Yeah,
nobody could see nobody and it was only us, nobody also in the crowds. But in the end, it was became kind of special because the people who were there they started supporting each other. So he said that it was more bonding than other Olympics. I don't know, but we could we could feel the difference for sure
yeah,
from here.
yeah. Very different feeling. Yeah,
And also there, you were a reserve for being final, and there were a few gymnasts who were injured, like
yeah,
Flavia, the Brazilian Flavia, Ellie Black, Iordache, and Bios, who had the twisties, right? So 4 out of 8 gymnasts,
yeah.
half of them, would have reasons not to compete. How was it for you to deal with the tension, anxiety, like, oh, these girls are they gonna compete or not?
The hardest part for me was not making the final, I think. And then again, yeah, again towards the final was like every chance I took, of course, to be prepared. If I could go in, I would have been ready. Like so I just trained as if I would have, how do you say that? I just trained it as if would have the final, like with it,
Mm.
and yeah, but not making the final was the hardest part because everything after that
I
is
can
like
imagine.
a bonus if it happens, but not if someone is like really injured, like Yoda. It was really hard to see for her to pull back and yeah, not compete was not so nice to see.
Yeah, can imagine. And you were coming from a very good year as well. You were the vice champion in being in Europe that year. You won silver in Switzerland, right? In the European Champs. And yeah, unfortunately, it happened. I can imagine that.
Yeah, well, and of course, it also shows that there are no guarantees. Like it's the game of the day, and that's the qualification. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about some skills you were working on. Because even though you were known for your amazing being work, you also trained some amazing skills on bars. There is video of you training the clear hip Nabiva with a half twist, and it was very, very nice. And I think you competed once at nationals, right? So are you still training it? Do you have plans to keep going, or is it
Well,
over? We want to know that.
well, I am preparing for bars, but this clear hip Nabieva is sometimes there, sometimes not. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna compete it at the Olympics. But for now, it's just a new routine, and I'm really excited to have it ready for the Olympics. But it's tight, so so yeah, I'm
Nice,
doing my
but I love your bars. I love your bars. I think it's light, and
Yeah.
you also have a really good routine. And even if you don't compete it anymore, I feel like, I mean, there's proof. There's video. You did it, and for me, it will always be you will always be the first one because it was very nice. And I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know she could do that, and it was very clean, very beautiful.
Well, for me, bars is really fun because it's so different from being, and
Yes, it's very
Yeah.
different.
yeah, it makes it really fun because there I sort of feel the adrenaline and flying high and everything that comes with bars. It's also really tough, so it's not my favorite when doing full routines, of course, but it's yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
but even if you don't get it named after you, I just want you to know that for me, it's named after you.
thank you. That's nice.
Yeah.
We should make
And
an
like
extra.
I'll make my
yeah,
code of points and I'll name it after you. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll send it to you later.
that's nice.
it's funny because you appeared doing a clear hip Nabieva and a clear hip Nabieva half, which were like two skills, and I'm like, oh my god! So Wevers one and Wevers two on bars, like
Yeah.
the clear, the one without the half twist, it's already like named after a Chinese gymnast this year. But the other one isn't. So
Like
for
it's
for
Chinese.
me, it's still the Wevers. So, yeah,
Thank you.
it was Zhou Yaqin, I think, her name. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, so, talking about Paris, what are your expectations? I know you. I was gonna ask you how different are these Olympics comparing to the previous two you've been to, but obviously Tokyo was a different time. So how is Paris different from like Rio and from what you were expecting before Tokyo?
Well, I sort of tried to forget Tokyo a little bit because it was like this weird time for us, and I also don't want to experience the sport that way. So I really try to get back in the feeling of the Rio Olympics, I guess, and also knowing that it won't be the same because for me it's 8 years later, and I'm older, I'm different, I'm like I'm not that sort of little girl who experienced the Olympics for the first time anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, again, I really would like to experience the positivity of the Olympics again, and just having a good time, having being ready for it, and just enjoying it. Because yeah, I think I sort of realized that after the Olympics in Tokyo, I didn't want to experience the sport that way, and I sort of want to enjoy the sports again, and that's why I came back in the gym, and that's what I'm doing now. And of course, there's this sort of wanting to reach my goals and sort of really being at my best there, but also enjoying it. So there needs to be a good balance.
Yes, and I think it's
Mhm.
good. Like, if you don't go with that much pressure, right? And it probably makes you do better because you're not like pushing yourself too hard. You know your goals. You know what you're capable of. So you go just more like you try to do your thing, and I'm sure it will work out.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yes. And going to more recently, you were with Lika, your sister, Tisha, and Naomi at a training camp in France, in Ablainville, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
And you guys decided to skip Euros, right? To prepare in order to prepare better for the Olympics. Except for Tisha, she competed at Euros as well. And what was the strategy there for you guys?
Lika also competed at the Europeans, but Naomi and I sort of
Oh,
had
that's
a
true.
yeah,
That's true. I forgot.
yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
she did her comeback now at Euros, right?
yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
it all actually has to do with the qualification internally. So we also need to qualify for our team, of course. And Naomi and I have a little bit of a different route because we didn't want to have the switch so close to the Olympics on the like the speed and Gymnova's apparatus. So yeah, we decided to go only on Gymnova from January, and ended up with a different route because of the Europeans being on speed. I don't know why, but was really sad
Yep.
about it. So yeah, the strategy is actually just to qualify for the team for all of us, I guess, and that's really step one because we sort of have a good team, and yeah, we need to be on our best, I guess. And the strategy for going here, I'm still in Paris, but is to really get prepared very well and have like a good atmosphere and high level gymnastics around us. So back in our home gym, is there's a lot of small kids, small cute little gymnasts already, but for us it's really nice to prepare with the high level and with the like the really the spirit of the Olympics around us.
So speaking of Euros, you have a long record of medals there, especially on beam, right? You have two gold medals, a silver medal, also team bronze, right? Two medals for the team in 2018, 2023, and you also have a medal on bars, right?
Yeah, that was my
Yeah,
first.
yes, I'm telling you, you have to go for it on bars. I love your bars.
I
Yeah.
will.
So, did any of these feel more special for you? Like, which of these medals you have, like, you remember it was like the greatest moment ever? Maybe your bars medal.
Well, actually, it sort of was really, really funny to win that one because it was my first one, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm now
You
Yep.
were
mentioned."
totally not expecting it, right? Because you think, oh, I can medal on beam, we could medal as a team, but your first ever medal was on bars. So
Bars.
you were like, what is happening?
Yeah, I really didn't expect that one, but I also like really loved it because it was like sort of the feeling that I also was not only that beam girl, you know, like sort of thing, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still great, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you got better and better on being, and you started to get more medals there, and it probably made you feel more confident about worlds and the Olympics because you were already getting great scores and medals at the Europeans. So it was all like experience, and it did like work out in the end, right?
Yeah, and I think the biggest strategy towards Rio was that I already sort of started working at in 2013 on that particular routine, and it still wasn't ready the years before that. But then finally in 2016, it was ready to perform on that higher level and that big pressure moments. You know, like sometimes you have like skills sort of ready in training, but not like really ready for competition. And um, I started working on that routine in 2013. So it finally came together in Rio. Yeah.
Great, and it was really worth it.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Sana, do you have any rituals to keep yourself concentrated before competing?
Ooh, not really actually. No, no. Like I said, I don't really put
Like
myself
listening
in
to
rules
music
and stuff
or
like that
whatever?
because I'm like I hate rules a little bit. Yeah.
So you like watching your teammates compete, or do you like keeping yourself like in a shell? Like
Well, the the one before I don't see, you know, like the routine before for my turn is, yeah, I don't look at that one. Uh, so that's actually a funny story because in 2016, the in the final, Simone was right in front of me, of course, and then
yep.
I sort of told myself, "No, you don't look at the one before you. You know, like don't look at it. Don't look at it. Just keep focusing. Keep yourself. You know, like." And then, of course, she made this mistake on the beam, and then the crowd was like really like, "What is happening?" You know, like. Shouting and stuff like that, and then I had to look. So I was out of focus. Yeah.
Oh, but it worked out. It worked
Yeah.
out. At least
Yeah.
like this one didn't distract you. All good.
And also, some gymnasts, when they're performing, they prefer their teammates to keep quiet and just because they really want to be on the shell. Do you prefer for everyone, like fans or your teammates, to keep quiet during your routine, or you prefer them to scream "Go Sanne" and like scream the whole entire routine?
Well, the whole entire routine is probably a bit too much, but I don't really care actually because I'm like having hopefully normally I have like this 10 centimeters focus and that's all I need. But if I would have like one preference, then it's probably that the the one who shouts needs to be a little bit of a, you know, like a how do you say that? A used to voice, you know, like
Oh
I
yeah, someone
heard that
close to you,
before,
a
you
voice
know,
you know,
like
right? Hmm.
you know, like not like really distracting me from her. Who's that? You know, like
Yeah, I was wondering if that makes the gymnast nervous, like when there's too much people, like people screaming while they are like on being, because you have to be really concentrated, and then there's a lot of people screaming. I was wondering if that helped or it distracts a little bit.
well, depends all on the moment, I think, because when you're like on the beam and you feel like not so sure, then it's probably not so nice. But if you're like really confident and feeling like you're having a you know, like the power to do this routine, then it also doesn't distract you that much. So It needs to be like it builds your confidence a little bit and not like makes you anxious.
Nice, nice. So I was really excited
Eh,
for this part of the interview. We let's start now some quick sheet questions. So whatever comes to your mind, you can say. Okay, we're gonna just throw words or ask some little questions. So let's see how it goes. Right. Um, First, a skill you like the most.
Wow, that's not so fast, huh? Yeah, that's of course. Yeah.
Wevers, right? Yep. If I would bet money, I would say like she's gonna say the Wevers.
Yeah.
She's gonna say like her spin.
Well, it's sort of it's still hard to do. So
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks pretty.
it's super hard. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We are tired of seeing gymnasts falling in a single spin. If you do like a double spin in that position, like you're basically the only one.
Yeah.
Now an event. Which one do you like more?
Beam. Beam is my safe place.
That was easy.
Yeah.
That was the easiest question of all.
Piece of cake, yeah.
Um, a gymnast you like meeting in competitions.
Oh, well, I think the French girls and maybe a lot of them, whole Europe.
Cool.
Yeah.
A meet, a competition.
Rio, of course. Yeah.
Rio Olympics, yeah.
An arena.
That one was easy as well.
The Rio arena, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Well, I
Do
also
you
think
think?
it's special place for Glasgow, but
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was really nice. That Worlds in Glasgow, I really like watching it.
yeah, that's
Did you feel
yeah,
like
me too.
the atmosphere was different in Rio? Like, do you think the crowd was loud
no,
at the Olympics?
no, it's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
I
you're the first one who says like it's normal because everybody say like Brazilians are super loud. Oh my god! Like, and
Yeah.
if we watch your performance at the finals, after you finish the combo of spins, people are like, ah, oh my god, they're going to distract her.
Yeah. But nah, it was okay.
To that, it's super nice.
I feel like happy
You
people.
can see
So
why you got why you handle the pressure so well. And a gymnastics trip.
a trip or flip?
Yes, a gymnastics trip. Somewhere to travel with gymnastics. They would like more.
I went to Melbourne once, and that was really nice. And also Japan, I really love that country because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
an inspiration in gymnastics or life
Michael
or
Jordan.
both. Nice.
Food.
Food
Food.
and ice cream.
Yeah. Ice cream.
Ice cream,
What
definitely.
what flavor do you like more? Do
Better.
do you have a flavor
Anything.
that you like more or
Um, I don't know. I will try everything.
ice cream is lovely. I love it as well. Yeah. Very good choice.
A hobby.
Drawing.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And a memory?
Swimming with dolphins in the wild then.
That's a nice memory.
Yeah.
Oh, where did you do that?
In Melbourne, yeah, I did. It was really nice. It's
Ah, that's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
This question is not so quick, but I really wanted to know which lessons you think you've learned from gymnastics that like impacted other aspects of your life in general.
Mm, investment comes first. So I think that's the big one. So yeah, if you want to do something or make something out of your life, you need to invest in it, and whatever that is, like maybe hard work, or maybe I don't know, travel, or meet some people, or get a mentor, or whatever, whatever that is. But yeah, you need to put in the work, whatever in whatever you want.
Yeah, I think that's the best answer ever. This
It's
question,
true.
yeah, this next question, I feel like you've answered it, and it must be really boring to keep getting asked this question. But what are your next goals? I know you told us you don't want to plan like after Paris because you're focusing 100% there, like at the Olympics. But do you have any plans in gymnastics after that, or that's not something you're really thinking about now?
Well, I sort of started thinking about that a little bit last year, because or the year before already, yeah. Because I was out of the gym, and I was like, yeah, what do I really want to do? And that's also like sort of helping people realizing that their dreams. So yeah, for me, it's like having this big dream is has always been very important for me, and I'm calling it a dream because a dream is like something really magical to me, and not having like a goal is different from from a dream for me. And yeah, I think sometimes people are a little bit afraid to dream, and really going, yeah, towards working towards that dream. And maybe they're afraid of losing that dream, or maybe achieving it and not having anything else to do anymore. But yeah, for me, it's really important to to maybe help people to realize that if you really want something to happen in your life, then there's always a way. And not if you're not taking the action, but if you're taking action, and if you really want to achieve something big, or dream about something, or maybe not even big, but something different, or something else you want to do, then yeah, it's always you who needs to take the first step. And I think that that's what it is.
Nice. And that's while you were saying that, I was thinking that the amount of girls who inspire, like you inspire a lot of young gymnasts in Netherlands, I'm sure. And I feel like hearing you say that, it must be really it must really encourage like the girls and to keep pushing and pursuing their dreams. It's very nice. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. And Sana, you posted on Instagram something that indicates that you plan a routine of 6.9 difficulty score for Paris. Can you
Yeah,
give us some insight on what you're planning?
some insight. Yeah. Well, actually, everything I can. So everything I can, I put in one
Yeah,
routine. I can do it. Like so yeah, that's the dream. The dream is to maximize my full potential, and being able to show that in Paris, of course. And I also think back about the competitions I already did, like every skill I put in that routine is all already done. I've already done in competition, so it should be nice to put it all together in one routine, and like give it my best. But
that's
of course,
that's
it's always
amazing.
the like I said before, it's always the game of the day. And I always start with something in mind, and then uh, on the beam I need to be able to like switch plans, and be able to like react to whatever happens there.
That's, that's perfect. And our last question is what would you say for your fans in Brazil? You've got plenty, just so you know that.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think like Brazil is a really special place in my heart. Like it's always been um, very, like I've I always feel happy to like think about Rio and think about the people who make me feel that way also there. Like there were so many nice volunteers there and so many inspiring people, like giving some happiness, some joy to the Olympics, and I will always remember that.
That's good. Well, Sana, thank you very much for this interview. That was that, and I hope we we see you rocking Paris for another beam medal. It's gonna be super nice to see you back on the podium there as well.
Yes, I hope so too.
Yes, nice.
Thank you.
Thank
For
you. Thank you for.
And guys,
too.
please follow us in our Instagram at Roda de Ginástica Pod on Instagram, and of course, if you can leave us a rate, if it's 5 stars, it's even better. And follow Sanne as well if you wanna leave your Instagram.
Yeah,
It's at Sanne Wevers
Wevers.
official, right?
Yes, because the other one is taken
Got it.
already.
Got it. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much again, and have a nice evening.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.